Oh no, you can't. No,
I
there's
want to
only.
start with the humming.
Oh my goodness. Hum
No,
off?
it's just you. All right.
Are we gonna have a hum off?
I'm good. You win.
All right, AOA podcast. It's good to have Frankie C back in the house. What up, big dog?
Good to be back. How we doing?
Pretty okay. Monday show here. Lots to talk about, including Will Smith and Jada.
The drama continues.
Yeah, we'll respond to the book. I don't entirely get his response, but I don't entirely get his role in the whole relationship. So I guess it kind of plays.
Did you read the book?
No.
Is it even out yet? I don't even know what it's
Tomorrow.
called.
Tuesday, October 17th. Yeah, nor will I. I will not read that book. In fact, I'm hoping that some Republican in the South bans the book, because that would be great.
They have to just title it something controversial.
Yeah, I would just be like this. You believe this drag queen put this book out? Just whisper into the Republicans, see if they can't get it banned.
It's over.
Epstein's victim, one of them, mysterious death. She testified against Ghislaine Maxwell. Very conspiracy theory-ish.
You know, I read the headline there and it didn't click. I was like, Epstein's victim. I thought, like, for some reason it clicked as Epstein, like someone who was on, like a bad guy. But then when you said it out loud, I went, oh, no, victim. Shit.
Credit Page, who came through with that story first.
Thank you.
Plus, Joe Biden has joined Donald Trump in this endeavor. Shocking Democrats.
What endeavor?
That's a tease and a half. Seinfeld reunion in trouble, and we lost the great Suzanne Summers, Frankie C. All that and more is what makes a wonderful podcast. Plus we're going to talk about the Star Legacy Foundation's walk, which we took place in. Yeah, over the weekend. So we'll get into them more. Very proud of our JSAPs.
She does a hell of a job every year.
She really does, and she accomplished something this year that I thought in particular was quite wonderful. So
got you to move.
I remember that later when we talk about the Taylor Swift thing. I'm just gonna
believe
we're not holding back punches.
You go for it. I will defend.
I was unhappy with the moving so early in the morning too, especially since the night before I just too much of everything. You name it, gummies, alcohol, food, just bad Saturday night. Just a bad Saturday night, which led to a rough Sunday morning walk. But we did it. We gathered together. We raised some money, so it was good.
Thank you, Glenn B. Glenn B too in the comments. Appreciate it. Will Smith responds to Jada book.
It was your well. Let's go back. It was your birthday yesterday.
It was yesterday. Yes.
Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Can I just say you do look older? You do look like shit.
I do feel like shit.
You look like an old. How old are you? Have you aged out of the AARP magazine phase yet? Because that's what it feels like.
I'm right smack in the middle.
Got it.
AARP.
Got it.
Like eligibility.
Got it. Okay. All right.
All right.
Good luck with that. Jada Pinkett Smith coming out with a book tomorrow. She was on the Today Show this morning live, coming off of the 2 clips from this past weekend. We did put out a little highlight reel. Make sure you're following us on TikTok, Instagram stories, YouTube shorts. Links all at anthonyonair.com. Cuddles was very funny the other day. We were talking about maybe we could unite Palestine and Israel for their mutual hatred of Jada Pinkett Smith.
They got to have something in common. Besides fighting over a piece of land that they love. This has got maybe this. It could be this.
Could be this. Cuddles brought up a good point, though, which is that we then have to live with Jada Pinkett Smith going around talking about how she saved everybody.
That's worth it. I could live with that.
Yeah, and that's kind of the conclusion that we came to, is that as insufferable as that would be, to have to see her parade herself around as a hero.
Small price.
It could be worth it. It's a tough choice to make. I mean, it's close, but we're going with saving humanity and dealing with Jada Pinkett Smith.
Good trade-off.
Not that we didn't pause to think about it for a moment.
Like any human being would.
We made the right decision nonetheless.
Right.
That was a clip that we put out this past weekend, which or this morning, I forget. It made me laugh quite so funny. By the way,
Thank
we
you,
have the
Bird.
clip.
Thank you. Oh, go ahead.
We have the clip of you doing your. We have a lot of clips just kind of lying around that we're going to be
You got
putting
a
out.
clip of me doing something?
You talking about your haunted house, which
Oh yeah,
I'm excited to show that to people who missed that part.
Thank you, Coco. I know Coco. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Bird. Thank you, Mercury. Everybody, appreciate it.
Yes, these are nice wishes for Frank, who clearly is just on a decline in age and virality.
Good, got that.
It's a little difficult, but we got there.
He almost Porky Pig that one.
Yeah, but eat virality.
Stamina.
Anyway, all right, let's talk about Jada and Will. So anyway, so she's doing the tour, and book comes out tomorrow. So the New York Times did a huge piece on it on Saturday, to which Will finally responded because you know how
Jada initially said that they're broken up for the last 7 years, right? Or separated.
That was the big headline from the book. Separated for 7 years. She was shocked that he called her his wife. The whole thing.
Okay, so what were they doing there together then? If they're separated, they went together. It looked like they were together. They arrived and sat there together.
Yeah,
I guess they're friends, but it made it look like they were still in a relationship.
Yes, it does. And that's part of the whole, what are we doing here? Because it's like she's contradicting herself and everybody's acting like she's still a hero.
Right. So now Will respond. I can't wait to hear Will Smith's response. You said it was confusing?
Yes.
Okay.
It was confusing because what happened was so the New York Times did a piece, right? So they do the piece, and then I'm sorry, just responding here. I'm quite distracted.
That's okay. While you're distracted, thank you everybody in the chat. Again, more birthday wishes rolling in. I appreciate it. Denise, Raven, TD Freelancer, Lisa Shapiro. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. Miss Justice, thank you. Bird, Frankie officially reminds me of my grandpa. I appreciate that.
Oh, that's good. I like that. You are old.
Mercury, happy birthday, Frankie. You look mature, not old. I appreciate that. I'll take it. I just want to should I blow everybody's mind right now? That your birthday and my birthday?
There's no reason to get it.
The separation.
And we have to talk about this Will Smith thing. It's more important.
Okay, fine.
Than that.
Okay.
So the New York Times does a piece, and then they obviously call Will Smith's representatives for a comment. Will has not said anything, but he does respond to the New York Times. And the article in the Times, it's very long and it's very involved, and it just goes through the whole course of everything. I'm going to just read you his part of it, and you tell me if this makes any sense.
Okay, so this is him responding to Jada saying they've been separated for 7 years.
Right. Well, so the New York Times, you know how this works, Frank. They call up Will Smith and they go, we've interviewed Jada. The book is coming out on Tuesday. We're going to send you the article. Please send us a response if you like. So this is basically him responding to the article, which is all about the book and the 7 years and everything you just said. And he says this, and I quote, that the revelations in the book, quote, kind of woke him up, adding that Pinkett Smith was more, quote, resilient, clever, and compassionate than he'd understood. So now, and there's a little bit more, but from what I gather from this is he's still doing this thing where he's like, I didn't realize how great she was.
Yeah, he's still kind of defending her and being all praising her in a way. Did he read the book, or is he's just going off of the article or the interview and all that?
I'm assuming he read the book, but this is the worst case of Stockholm syndrome I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is so bad. I think we need to rename Stockholm Syndrome Will Smith
Will Smith.
Syndrome.
Yeah.
Because
Free Will Smith. Should we get those shirts made? Free Will Smith.
Free Will Smith. Where's the Britney
We did it with
people?
we did it with Britney. We got there.
Yeah.
We could do it with Will Smith. I mean, I don't know. After the slap, is it, do we want to free Will Smith? Are we still on Will Smith's side? What's going on?
I mean, it's every look. We've done 2 or 3 podcasts on this topic already, and nobody has said to me or anybody or in the comments or anywhere, you guys are being unfair to Jada. Nobody, not one person. I mean,
Leave Jada alone.
Frank,
come on.
It's a podcast on the internet. I mean, one of the worst terrorist attacks took place this past weekend, or I'm sorry,
last weekend. Yeah.
Last weekend, and there was still some, well, hold on, let's not rush to judgment on Hamas commentary in the world. When it comes to Jada Pinkett Smith, not one person has been like, hold on, everybody, let's think this all the way through.
Yeah, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's read the book first.
Except for Will Smith.
Yeah.
Who goes, oh, I didn't realize how, this is eye-opening. She really is like, what? What are you talking about?
Name one redeeming thing that she's done. I mean, maybe there is something that we don't know about, but everything in public has been awful.
Yeah.
Just treating him like dirt. Surprised, kind of distancing herself from Will and the whole slap thing. Oh, I'm surprised he called me his wife. It's like, that's almost like saying I had nothing to do with anything he's involved in. That's like, just you're kind of, I'm on Chris Rock's side too, Mercury, definitely. But you have to, like, if we have to pick a side, Will Smith or Jada, I think most people are probably picking Will, leaving Chris Rock's side out of it. Just those two. Just Chris Rock or Jada.
Feels like that's everybody's kind of on Chris Rock's side, right? Nobody thought that was a good thing.
Yeah, no, that was a terrible thing.
Yeah,
you don't just walk up to somebody and slap them in the face. That's just ridiculous.
But for him to be like, oh, this is eye-opening about how, what's the word that he used? Resilient, clever, and compassionate.
To who? To whom?
Not to him.
No, definitely not to him.
Like, maybe his comment should have been, this has been the worst thing that has ever happened to me.
Yeah. I don't know why, either it's, we've been separated, or no, I don't know what she's talking about. We're not separated. I don't even know what he's referring to here. I mean, I guess he read the book, and there's probably, and it's all her word too. This is coming from, the source is her. So he's like, if there's anything compassionate and resilient in there, she put it in there. Is it true?
Which leads to my next question. Thanks for leading me there. Do you think he had a look at the book before it came out?
No.
I wouldn't think so either.
Why? I mean, why they're separated? She calls the shots. So,
because that's something a compassionate person would do.
I guess. Is there anything? I mean, what else is in the book? Is there anything negative? Anything else negative towards Will Smith? I mean, I don't know what he had to approve or not.
Listen, I didn't read the book. Obviously, it didn't come out yet. But having watched that stupid Red Table show, and we've kind of talked about this before, like, she talked about not wanting to marry him openly in public, like having her grandmother basically force her to do it. Her feel like, she's come out and said that, like, Tupac was like the love of her life, and she'll never love another man like she did Tupac. And then she went and married Will Smith. And, it's like, and not like she just said that at the time, like she said that at the Red Table, looking back on her life, being like, I was so in love with Tupac. I knew I would never love another man like him. And it's like, your husband is sitting right there.
Right. Yeah.
Your husband, who, let's be honest, nobody would give a shit about you if it wasn't for the fact that you were married to him, because you would just be a fledgling middle actress,
Yeah,
like
B
tons,
actress, C actress, maybe.
like I'm sure literally 100 others that if we thought about, we could probably name who spiked in the 80s on television, had a couple of film roles, and then fizzled out. Like I'm sure there's literally several dozens we could probably come up with.
Yeah, what's the last thing she was in? I mean, movie wise, what? The Matrix, the last big thing she was in.
The Matrix. No, yeah, like, but that's the thing. Like she's gotten some role. Like she was big in the Batman TV show with
She,
Commissioner Gordon, right?
I have to say, she was good in that. Gotham.
Wasn't she in that? Yeah. So,
She was good.
but again, I don't think she gets those opportunities
Probably not. Yeah.
without it being Will Smith's wife.
Right.
You know, so for him to say that, it's just crazy. Anyway, so this is what he goes on to say, which he kind of loses me here. Smith wrote to the New York Times in Saturday's article, when you've been with someone for more than half of your life, a sort of emotional blindness sets in, and you can all too easily lose your sensitivity to their hidden nuances and subtle beauties. Is he like saying like I didn't realize how beautiful? Like I don't know what he's doing here.
Yeah, sounds like more praise. In other words, he's with her this whole time and loses or takes for granted, I guess, the subtle beauty of us. So subtle, in fact, that it's hard to see that her. I'm sure I'm not talking about the way she looks. I'm talking about her demeanor and everything.
She is not a beautiful person, and that's from the inside out.
Inside out. Yeah,
Like
inside.
you just can't be. I've never felt so strong about anything in my life. Nobody is going to change my mind on this. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, even
That's
if
what
he,
I'm referring to. The beauty of her inside. I'm not commenting on her looks.
listen, even if he comes out tomorrow and goes, "Oh, I'm gay," and there was never any sort of chemistry there with her, and I probably, because being married to somebody who's not interested in you sexually is probably not an easy role to play in a relationship. Like they're trying their best.
Right.
You kind of just are there. I couldn't imagine that being great or easy for anybody to go through. And what I'm saying is even if that is the case, even if that's the case and he's banging dudes behind her back, I still think that she is 100% wrong in this whole entire thing.
It's not even behind his back. It's out in the open. We all know about it. I mean, I'm sure there are others that we don't know about, but
no, I'm saying if he was banging dudes behind her back.
Oh, if he was, I see.
Yeah. Even if he was, or even if he was fantasizing about men, while he was, with her, what she's done here is crazy. I mean, he's needs help. For him to come out with these comments after this book that God knows what, I mean, just imagine if your wife is like, man, my first boyfriend, I'll never love anybody like him. You would be like, what the fuck? Like,
you know what it is? I think she has something on him. Maybe it's the fact that he's gay or something, but she's got something on him that he doesn't want to upset. He doesn't want to say anything negative. He wants to stay on her good side and keep her
You think that's
happy.
what it is? He's trying to protect that so much that he's just praising her.
He's kissing her ass, I guess.
It's a good point. Maybe that is what's happening here.
I don't know. How else do you explain it? Could be the Stockholm thing. I don't know.
Who's going to buy this book? I mean, honestly, really, who?
I'm sure there are people, but it's like we know her point of view. What is it about? Is it all about their relationship, or is it about other things? Is there like one chapter on their relationship?
I'm sure it's a lot about the relationship. I'm sure it's a lot of just about her. Like, again, I think about when Janine brought up the thing that when she went like this last time about the split when she was on the show, and Hoda asking her like, "Oh, sometimes you say a lot, and then sometimes you don't say anything," and she's just like, "Yes, yeah." Like, I imagine this book is just crazy drivel from an insane narcissistic person who has a mental disorder and who has just been given a platform because she's married to Will Smith, that suddenly people give a shit about her.
Right.
I mean, that's what I think.
Jay Sab's in the house.
Back on camera. I love it. What's going on, Jay Sabs? You wrote in the chat, wait for me. I've been delaying moving on to the next topic because I wanted to make sure you get your say on this.
Right. That was the only thing. I think she has something on him, and that's why he did say this. I've said this before. I think he probably has had sex with half of Hollywood men, also other still in the closet gay men like Jason Derulo. But
So where are you getting
specifically
that?
him.
I don't know that.
I'm
Like,
te-
where does that
because
come from?
here, if you go look at their TikToks from a while back during COVID, there is some kind of underlying sexual chemistry between them.
Oh, they did TikToks together?
Yes. And I
Okay.
just feel like, all right, okay, here's what it reminded me of. There is someone who I know who I definitely think is gay. He's married, but I think he's gay. And I saw him look, and I've seen him look.
Are you talking about me or Frank? Just
all right, let me finish, and then you'll be like,
okay.
"Oh, that
Sorry,
definitely
I'm
is
sorry.
me."
You're right. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I've seen him look at
Anthony's getting
another
worried.
one of our friends. It's no one in our group. I'll just say this.
Okay.
I've seen him look. You might
They're
know
wrong
him.
to
I'm not sure. Actually, I don't know if you know him. But I've seen him look at one of my other friends, and it's the way that Will Smith looked at Jason Derulo. I'm not when Will Smith looked at Jason Derulo, I went, "Wow, that's how blank looks at blank." It's undeniable.
Mm.
Undeniable that he wants his penis in or around his mouth.
I love that phrase.
Subtle.
I'm with you because and this will be crazy if we're talking about the same person, but and I'm going to say this because I don't want you to press me, but it's nobody in our immediate group. But I believe you're both aware of this person. I feel like I know somebody who's definitely closeted and will probably never come to terms with it. And it's been my feeling on this isn't based off of nothingness. It's based off of a couple of incidents and some looks that I've seen. And
wait, hold on. Is your wife right next to you?
She's on the other side of the room. Yes.
All right, go ahead, keep going because I'm going to text her.
Yeah, start sending some names around here.
Oh, I think I already know who it is. It's not the same person as I think, though.
Okay. Yeah.
So someone you know, and there's someone you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So do I know this person, Anthony?
You know of them.
Oh, then I don't care.
Then I don't care.
I know of a lot of people.
I guessed it all right on the first try. Go ahead.
Yeah, Janine got it right.
Ah.
Are we talking about the same person?
Me and you?
Yeah.
No,
Send
we're
it to
not
me,
talking about
Janine.
someone. We're not talking about the same person. We're talking about someone
Okay.
not even remotely
Janine.
close to that person.
Janine, send it to me.
Okay.
Do you have that feeling because I've said something, or that you came to that conclusion on your own, or my wife said something? Because I don't believe I've shared this with anybody else other than my wife. I might have said something.
The person that I'm talking about originally, right now, looking at someone else is not who you're talking about. But who you're talking about, I have suspected that in the past.
Okay.
Actually, when I first met this person, I thought so.
All right.
The hell? All right. I don't know who the
Frank,
hell you were talking
Frank
about.
in the audience is. Yeah, you could text this to Frank. Frank in the audience is very confused.
Yeah, we're all lost.
Again, I just don't know. At this point,
I'm looking for Frank's number, and it's like, I'm like, why can't I find Frank? Because it's under liberal pussy. Sorry, Frank. Hello.
I gotta change your name in my phone.
You really should, Frank. If it's just
Something
Janine, you
creative.
should change it.
Yeah.
The thing with Will Smith though is there's been a rumor about him for literally 20 years. It's like the jig is up, my man. Like I don't know what you're saving it from. I also think that Will Smith is a bit of a child, meaning his dad was a real dick and a bit of an abuser. I think I might be making this up, but if anybody knows for sure.
If you follow Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, hello.
Yeah, there you go.
It's based off of his life, so yes.
Yeah, and I think he's got some sort of a weird mom attachment to Jada that he just can't let go. And I don't know. I don't know what it is for sure, but like in the beginning of their relationship, and this was in the New York Times article that I was reading. He was like, he said to Jada, "Are you seeing anybody?" And she said, "No." And he says, "Well, now you're seeing me now." He was very like abrupt and aggressive in the beginning, which I think was him like channeling his father, but at the same time, like he also would get mad at her when she cursed. Like he would not allow cursing in his house. And I think she yelled at him early on in their relationship, and he told her like, that's not how this is going to work. You're never going to speak to me like that ever again. And so she like straightened up and flew right for a little while there. But I guess I think he was just putting on a front that is not really him. I think he's a baby boy. I think he's a little baby boy, and he's afraid of losing the one rock solid thing in his life that he's had. He's had a divorce already. Remember, he divorced his first wife. That didn't work out, and I just think he's struggling with this because there's no explanation for being nice to her at this point. I mean, there's just none. His response, like I said, should have been, everything that guy just said in the book is bullshit. And don't believe any of it. Don't buy it. Don't believe any of it. Like he should be trying to destroy these.
That would cause a huge whatever Jada's got on him, that would come out. So I think that's what that is.
I don't know.
Moving on.
All right.
Oh, we lost Anthony. That was fun. All right, it's now the Frank and Janine show.
Okay, so
yeah, I don't know about the apparently one of Epstein's victims died mysteriously. Anthony, welcome back.
You said moving on. I left. I thought
you moved on.
Yeah, I literally moved on. Paige, first one to alert me to this little factoid. Young lady by the name of Carolyn Andriano, one of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. She took his settlement. She testified against Ghislaine Maxwell during her trial, mysteriously dead. Now, here's a lot of red flags on this.
Suspicious.
It is October 16th. She died earlier this year.
And we're just finding out about this now?
That's weird.
And we are just finding out about this now. She's a 36-year-old mother of 5. She was in the process of planning a new chapter in her life and moving to North Carolina. Again, she had just taken settlement money. She was part of the victims fund for Jeffrey Epstein, so she got a big pile of money.
Yeah.
Her mother, Dorothy, told the Daily Beast that she was ecstatic before her death, that she was very excited for her new lifestyle. She had some drug history in the past. Authorities are not saying anything, but they believe that the death was a overdose. Now, her family, including her mother, very shocked because, again, she was working on a new life, drug-free, alcohol-free. She gets this pile of money, gonna move to North Carolina, do all these things, and then dead.
Jeez.
Damn.
Well,
that's
from what I understand. Yeah, it is. It's very. From what I understand, I'm no expert, but if you stop doing that and then you jump back to it real quick, that is a problem, right? That your body can OD that way, I think.
Yeah, but that's what we think happened to the drummer of the Foo Fighters. He was off drugs for so long, and then he started doing it again, and that was it. His heart just
but
fentanyl with the usual stuff, and then boom, you check out pretty quick.
Right, but this is very suspicious.
The police are still investigating it, and they're saying that they're hoping to come to a conclusion very soon. Now, again, I'm sorry, but this is one of the biggest stories of our lifetime. Like, the amount of people who talk about Epstein is ungodly. Like every comedian, there's tons of it's not just us, right? It's just mega huge story of our lifetime. One of the victims who testified in Ghislaine's trial dies, and nobody finds out about it for 8 months.
Suspicious.
But what's not suspicious is that she had already testified. It was over.
Right.
She had no more to
give?
no more to do. Right. She was starting a new life, and that was it. That was the end of it. So the timing is weird. I don't know. Again, if if they were going to do something like that to someone who's testifying, why would it be, well after the fact? I don't know.
Well, I don't know, but here's the thing. Here's another little wrinkle to this. She testified under her first name only, so nobody knew her identity. After Ghislaine was convicted and put in prison, she comes forward and does a piece with the Daily Mail, figuring, okay, Epstein's dead, Ghislaine's in jail.
That's that.
I could come out and speak openly now, and dead. Just mere months later, dead.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Rhoda says to scare other people. Yeah, I got you.
I mean, that's fucking, yeah, exactly. That's fucking scary. You talk about the Blintons and everybody else involved in this fucking thing, and then you see some shit like this, and you go, "Oh, it's not just because he's dead and she's in jail doesn't mean that this fucking train is stopped."
Yeah,
somebody's fucking driving it, and we don't know who.
Where's the list already? I thought that was coming out.
Right? Remember the list?
That was what, a year ago?
The
beginning of this year?
Oh, I'd have to look it up. The last time, I believe it was either the Daily Mail or it was one of the other papers. And they were like, "It's ready, like any day now." Remember? They were like, "Any day now,
any
like,
day
here
now."
it comes.
That was almost a year ago, I think.
Yeah.
Good thing you shut your camera off.
Instead of your microphone.
I pressed the wrong button.
Oopsie.
We'll edit that out. The problem with the list is they gave it to Mitch McConnell a couple of weeks ago, and now
and it's just stalled.
We'll never find it.
Yeah.
He's just going, "It's around here somewhere." I don't.
He's still staring at it.
Yeah, he's still staring at it. Fucking guy. Paul says cover up. Yeah, for sure. It's the creepiest, scariest cover up we've ever seen, and it continues to this day. And there's literally nothing that anybody could do about it. I mean, there's nothing.
Once this, there's not nothing. I mean, once this list comes out, maybe that'll help. It's not just the two of them. It's not just Ghislaine and Epstein. There are other people involved, I'm sure, and they gotta have this. So people know, right? The list doesn't exist in a vacuum. I'm sure people have seen it. Some people, authorities, maybe. Why aren't they? Well, maybe they are, and we don't know that they're moving on this stuff. But I don't know.
But again, and credit to Paige, who came up, who first one on this story. So thank you for that, Paige.
Thank you, Paige.
For it to be so quiet. Again, it's like to this day. I mean, how far removed are we from the OJ murders? Like 20 something years, right?
Those were the days.
It's 30 years.
If OJ does anything remotely weird, it's a story everywhere to this day.
That's true.
So it's like for this thing, which I would argue is just as big, if not bigger. I mean, all right, listen, Epstein wasn't 24/7 cable news coverage, but that was that time. I feel like he was the equivalent in our time now, which was blogs, podcasts, video, documentaries on Netflix. I mean, he got the full treatment. Yeah. And one of the major witnesses in Ghislaine's trial testifies and then dies a couple months later, and nobody knows about it for 8 months.
I hope there are eyes on the other witnesses and people. There are security and people keeping an eye on them, making sure they're safe. Just as a precaution, please, keep an eye on them, make sure that
I'm telling you this right now. If Virginia Giuffre dies, that will be the last time you ever hear this podcast, because we will have deleted everything that we've ever done. We'll
finally I can go into hiding.
Yeah, we'll do like ghost hunting. We'll switch this whole channel over to something
Right.
different.
We'll have to dye our hair, maybe get some facial reconstruction.
Right.
It'll be frankieonfire.com and that'll be the or Janine.
I'll be Jay Slobs on.
That's your OnlyFans handle.
Yeah, exactly, on OnlyFans.
We'll have to just go through some different names and figure out a whole new thing. So that's the Epstein bit. Biden joins Trump. Do you guys know this story?
I have no idea
I'm
what this
surprised Frank doesn't know this one.
is. Is this
Frank,
the wall?
Could you guess? Well, it's a good guess. He did say, "Hey, we got to finish that wall." On second thought, maybe that wall should get done.
But go ahead. What's this done? What's this?
Can you? It's all right. So it's not the wall. Could you take a guess at what else it might be? Where Joe Biden has joined Donald Trump in an endeavor.
An endeavor.
Mm-hmm. Shocking the Democrats. I'll give you a hint. It is something that you have given me shit for.
That's a lot. That's no good. That's no hint. That's not specific enough. Something I've given you shit for.
Yes.
An endeavor. What? Bitcoin?
Bitcoin's a good guess. Robin's got a great guess. Diapers.
That's a good guess.
A good guess.
I
think they're both wearing diapers. I think both our presidential nominees are going to be wearing diapers during their little fucking debates.
I have no idea. What is this? Real estate.
Janine?
Oh, God.
Trump steaks. Biden bought some Trump steaks.
Trump
He
ties.
started Biden chops. What?
Trump ties.
Yeah, Biden's wearing a Trump tie. Could you imagine?
Joe Biden has joined Truth Social.
Really?
And he is on Truth Social truthing as we speak, my friends.
Okay.
Okay. Well, here's the difference between what you do, your existence on Truth Social, and Biden's. I'm sure Biden is probably there to counteract. My guess to spread his truth. Now, is it his page or is it the president's page? It's like the official presidential.
It really should be the president's page, and that's what it should be. It is the Joe Biden campaign.
Oh, okay. So it's nothing to do with the white. It's about his campaign, his running for president. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe he's I don't know. Maybe he's trying to talk to the Trump supporters in some way. I don't know. Did he put out a statement or anything?
He said the wall was a good idea. I'm going to get on this Truth Social. Next thing he's going to be making ambiguous racial comments. I mean, I don't know what else is next.
Look,
right?
look. He's going to be doing this now.
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, I'm not a fan of Truth Social, but if he's trying to reach Trump's audience, maybe that's the best way. I don't know, but that's not way. I mean, ours is just I think we should not be on that, but that's my.
You disagree with the move?
I don't know. It depends on what he's doing on there. I'm sure he's not going on there going MAGA and the election was stolen. I'm sure he's up there going the election wasn't stolen. Come to your senses. If that's what he's doing, then maybe that's.
God, I would love it if he just put out an election. I would love it if he just retruthed a fucking My Pillow guy comment. That would be my favorite thing ever. That was making a lot of sense.
No money.
It's the My
Buy
Pillow.
my pillows.
Can I tell you something? I disagree with your liberal pussiness in this particular case.
You always disagree with my liberal pussiness.
I think this is the first intelligent thing that Joe Biden has done in quite a while, because he's finally matching Donald Trump toe for toe. Donald Trump walks into the liberal arena of cable news, Twitter, and all this shit, and just starts talking shit, does whatever he wants. What better way to get
Yeah.
counteract that than to go into his fucking backyard.
Well, that's what I said. I said he's going on there to talk to
No, you said you didn't
people
like
he
that.
can't reach. I don't like us being on it.
Oh,
I'm not on it, and I
So-
don't like us being on it. But
it's okay
just-
for
'cause
it's okay for
only
Joe
to-
Biden, but not okay for the podcast.
I don't think it's okay to support his channel, and that's what we'd be there growing
Whoa.
numbers and whatever. But he's not there to support the channel. He's not there. He's there to counteract. He's there to fight against.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
We're not there to counteract and fight against.
I would be.
We are there for dick jokes for the most part. We're like, hey, is any of you guys MAGA guys like dick jokes?
Right.
That's me. Just leave me
Yeah.
up to that.
I mean, if we're there, I mean, hey, listen, we're on there, and if my 2 cents is heard, then great. That I guess that helps something. But I don't think it's the kind of thing. Talking to MAGA Republic, it's you're not going to change anybody's mind. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to
Maybe
be.
Joe
They're
will.
not going to go. They're not just going to go. Yeah, you know what? He's right about Trump. Joe Biden all the way. You're never going to see that. From hardcore hat wearing, flag waving Trump guys. You're just not going to see that.
Well, I'm dying to see what he comes up with, because I will say this: the graphic for Biden's for his campaign is Biden with laser eyes. Have you seen this?
Let me see.
It's like, let me see. Can I make this bigger that you can kind of see? Truth
I
Social
have-
uses cookies. Thank you.
Yeah, it does use cookies.
His first truth was, well, let's see how this goes. Converts welcome.
See, there you go. Converts welcome. He's trying to coax people over.
But that's a weird, that's,
Oh, I see
think,
it.
I think that's his thing on
Well, that's
Twitter X too.
what's it called? I forget what they call it. Something Brandon.
That's like
Oh.
that's like a troll thing too.
Yeah, it's like Evil
Yeah, that-
Brandon or something like that.
That's what we need. We need a bit more trolling. We need a little back and forth. We need a little Trump inside that Joe Biden firing back.
Biden, he's done he's kind of embraced the whole. I forget I think it's Evil Brandon or something like
Women
that.
and little girls. Is that? Oh, God. I'm sorry. You
Yes,
said
you're
embrace. I got confused.
Where he's kind of that nickname he's kind of run with, and he
should.
knows about.
Yeah.
Dark Brandon. Thank you, Dark Brandon.
Oh, is that his thing? Dark Brandon. He should be out there with a "Let's Go Brandon" shirt. 'Cause that's how
Yeah.
you fucking take some shit back.
He was hawking mugs that say Dark Brandon and it has that fucking thing on it. Pretty
All
cool.
right, good. Because here's the thing: if our country's gonna go to
Let's
shit,
go, Brandon.
we might as well be entertained during the process. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a fucking little entertainment going. That's all I'm
Thank
saying.
I hear you.
The Seinfeld show, is it in trouble?
I'm sorry,
What-
you skipped over me, and I don't know how much longer I'm lasting. If
Okay.
you hear me, I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm like coughing.
Can't blame it
with
on
no
me. I
nose
wasn't there.
stuff. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, thanks. No, just kidding.
All right, let's do this quick, and then we'll go to Star Legacy. I promise. The Seinfeld reunion. We talked about it the other day on the podcast.
Right.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus pipes up and goes, "I don't know what the fuck Seinfeld's talking about. I ain't heard shit."
Oh
Okay.
no.
So now everybody's like, "Oh, like maybe this isn't where we thought it was going to be." I think we're still getting it. It's just not at the stage where it's written and being shared with.
Yeah,
Everybody.
it sounds like maybe Larry and Jerry Seinfeld they were just talking about it and probably writing it and coming up with an idea. That sounds right.
Maybe they're going younger and blonder and getting our own J-Sabs involved instead of Elaine. What do you think about that? That's an idea.
Could have been.
Maybe it's
Maybe.
Bizarro Elaine.
Could be Bizarro Elaine. Probably not, but okay.
Could be.
So let's see. What did it go off the air? 99?
Yeah.
So 2024 would be 25 year anniversary of it going off the air.
That would be the time, wouldn't it? So they're going to have to start doing something soon.
Yeah, unless they wait for the 30 years.
Yeah.
But who knows?
We lost Suzanne Summers over the weekend.
Damn.
Yeah, it sucked, man. She was young. She was in her 60s, right?
Yeah.
No, she was 77. But good try.
I'm sorry. I thought she was like 67, 68, but 77. Still young.
So I have two observations on Suzanne Summers.
Oh.
One, I don't know if we're gonna have celebrities like her anymore. Meaning,
Excuse me, funny and blonde.
Well, you're halfway there.
no, but I mean, like,
Frank, really?
It was a joke.
meaning how long was Three's Company on for? If I had to guess, it's probably like 4 years.
My guess would be 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
And she has lived off of a 4-year television show from the 70s her entire life.
8 seasons.
Okay, 8 seasons. Even still, I just don't think we'll have celebrities anymore like her where you could do one thing and then live off of that for the next 50 years. Now, granted, she was on Step by Step.
Yeah, she was on a bunch of other stuff.
And the Thigh Master, so there was always like some shit going on, but for the most part, utter nothingness after Three's
she
Company.
hosted parades and stuff. She did some voiceover stuff. She did things.
She was like, which is like Mario Lopez now. Like Mario Lopez did one thing, and he is just living off of that forever. People are like, "Oh yeah, remember Mario Lopez, the Saved by the Bell kid?"
Saved by the Bell, sure, but doesn't he host a lot of stuff?
Yeah, but that's why he hosted, because he's the Saved by the Bell kid. Like that's
yeah, of course. But
nobody's got him on Access Hollywood because of his fucking charisma. That's for sure.
Who are we talking about?
Suzanne Summers and AC Slater.
Oh, I don't like AC Slater.
The second thing I noticed the second observation about Suzanne Summers, it breaks my heart when people die and then you get the articles, which is now all over the place today, which is how in love her and her husband were. And that like he wrote her a love letter like the day before she died. Like that, see? That, like it breaks my heart when they're like so fucking in love and then one of them dies.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. It was cancer. I don't know what kind. Like, do we know how?
No, I don't. It was cancer, but she's been battling cancer for a really long time.
Terrible.
Like I want to say like 20 years or something like that. She was battling.
That's what they said.
Damn. No, she was, one of those always positive. Seemed, she always seemed happy and positive. Whatever she did, anything.
Yeah.
Step by Step. Was she was the mom in Step by Step?
She was the mom in Step by Step. Yeah.
Yeah. That ran for years. That had to be what? That had to be another half a decade or more.
Yeah, that had a good run.
Yeah.
That had a good run to it.
I think that was TGI. Wasn't that TGIF's?
Yep, TGIF. Okay. Paige said that she was a huge proponent of women's health and hormones.
There you go.
Okay.
She was. She always had like what'd she sell for? The Home Shopping Network.
Oh, was she on there a lot?
Probably.
Yep.
Okay.
But it was the Thigh Master. That was like her big thing. Was the Thigh Master?
Yeah, that was her George Foreman grill. That was her big.
Right.
She had her name all over that thing, and I think Thigh Master came first.
And it did, and it was just the Thigh Master. She was in the Thigh Master girl for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
It was kind of sad, but
R.I.P. Suzanne Summers.
Yes. Star Legacy Walk. Couple things.
Oh God.
A couple of critiques. The weather was not great, Janine. I would love it if you can get better weather, to be honest with you.
Yeah, see what you can do about that.
No. A couple of things. Janine, of course, raises funds for the Star Legacy Foundation, which raises awareness and money to fight stillborn birth. Did I get it right?
Stillbirth.
Stillbirth.
Yeah, that's close.
It's hard for me. I don't have a block on this. Stillbirth. Okay. Wonderful organization. And so we did the walk on Saturday.
Nope, you did it yesterday.
Man,
wow.
Sunday. Were you there? There's pictures, but
I was there. Okay, Frank was not there.
I was not there. I
fuck
was all
that
set
shit.
To go.
I think is what he said.
No.
Oh.
I was all ready to go. I was set. Said I was going. Saturday night, I was not feeling good. Same thing. Sunday morning, I didn't want to go there sick. It's an outside walk and everything, and they were talking rain, and I was not feeling good. So I took a COVID test yesterday. No COVID. And
come on, no, you didn't.
Why don't we
now
never
I
get the
can't be
breaks,
friends with
Janine?
I did. I didn't know
Never.
if I had it.
You should have showed up wearing a mask. That would have really pissed her off.
you. Oh yeah.
Well, I have a lot of thoughts on this, Janine. Of course, I obviously want to have you have your say, but let me just go off in random ways here. One, I kind of put my foot in my mouth and said something stupid, and I don't know if anybody really noticed. But when we showed up, I was excited to see the amount of people that were there, because I was
There's a butt
like,
coming.
oh, this look at how this is great. Because like you just see people, and you're like, this is great. And then when you guys were all talking and like doing your speeches, it dawned on me that another baby had to die for more. Like there were more like groups there, which I kind of felt like. I was like, did you have? I had that moment of like, oh, look how great everybody's here supporting, and then it kind of dawned on me like, oh, because it's continuing to happen. So I kind of felt stupid about that, but I think your sister-in-law was the only one who heard me say, like, oh, isn't this great? How many people came?
Well, she said the same thing.
Yeah,
she
it doesn't
did?
have to be because
Yeah.
it could
So
be that
don't-
more
it's-
friends and family show up. That's
Right. I'd say
That's
it's
okay.
bittersweet.
yeah.
Right.
There were new families there.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that. There, yeah.
So it is bittersweet in that
Right.
aspect. So
Right.
I get what you're saying.
I'm
not the
just
first
so
one to say
glad because I was like 4 seconds away from being like, it's so great that everybody, like, I was like,
But that
look at these
doesn't
numbers.
that doesn't make you a jerk. That's like
No.
the numbers are good because there's a lot of support. You
Yeah.
know, people doesn't
Well,
have,
from
doesn't
people
have
who
to be
care
that
about
every-
Janine, from other people, not so
Right.
much.
I obviously don't. So
I mean, the
I wasn't
lengths
there.
at which people went, like Frank made up an excuse that he was sick.
exactly.
Okay.
Right.
So it was other friends of ours left the country just to not come to this.
Right.
Other friends bought a house, supposedly. Believe it when I say
in
it.
another state.
To moved away just to get away from this. I mean, the lengths at which people went is utterly ridiculous.
Totally ridiculous.
Absurd.
Yeah. And then, okay, also, so I like to do that whole shtick. And again, Janine's sister-in-law took a photo, and I was like, oh, you have to share that with me so that I could like make everybody feel bad who didn't show up today. She sent it to me immediately, she was excited about it. And then I went into the group chat and I was like, oh, everybody should feel shame for not coming. And then I kind of felt like a dick as nobody responded for like 6 hours.
I
Yeah,
know.
because we were all like, this asshole.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, sometimes I think I lay it on a little too thick and it doesn't really work all that well.
I
Yeah,
don't
it was
think so.
fine. It was fine. You didn't do anything.
So I said,
See how I'm supporting you and say, no, you're fine. Don't worry.
I know it's driving me crazy. So I said that to my wife, and she goes, "Okay," and then she texts, "Happy birthday, Frank," and then 7 more people immediately responded, "Happy birthday, Frank."
Oops.
And I was like, I feel like a dick.
Yeah, we all ignored your friend bashing.
Yeah. Third observation. All the kids were kind of together, and so Cuddles and I let our children kind of go with all the other kids. And then we didn't see them for practically the entire walk until we were coming to the end. And I noticed that somehow my son made it to the front and was literally leading the walk.
Oh, he cheated.
And I go, everybody's going to wind up at the ice cream truck in the parking lot because they're all following this kid.
Onward.
Yeah. And he just had one like goal in mind. It was just like, we have to do this walk.
Get this right now.
Yeah. And he was just determined to do the walk and then get the ice cream. So I thought that
the
was,
reward?
So you bribed him. You said, all right, you do this walk, we'll get you ice cream.
no, it wasn't even that. It's just, he knows that if he does a good job, that ice cream is nearby. He's pretty smart. He puts 2 and 2 together.
All right. Very good.
I love it.
That was another thing. And then like our daughter was with him at one point and then fell behind. So we saw her, like she was playing with the other girls and we saw her. And then we were like, okay, stay with the other girls. And then we just kept going on. Like there was enough numbers. We felt confident in it. And then she literally separated from those girls, and Janine's mother had to watch her for the rest of the walk.
So in other words, you just forgot about your kids and didn't know where they were half
That's
the time.
okay.
It's nice.
Didn't forget, willfully left behind.
Got it.
And then there comes my daughter holding hands with Janine's mom.
Oh God.
Yeah.
My mother has a real fear, and she thinks that every kid is going to be kidnapped. And I say, once they have one of my daughters, the youngest one, they're definitely going to be like, can we bring this one back or what?
Yeah. I would bring your children back immediately.
Thank you.
Then again, I wouldn't. The idea of kidnapping a child, the idea of gaining a child that you're not lawfully responsible for, doesn't make any sense to me.
That's why would anybody? Exactly.
It ain't worth whatever money you think you're getting or whatever you're getting out of it.
Nope.
And then finally, Janine got together with the NYPD, and well, it was a light a candle, put it outside your door thing. What was it? Wave of light? What do they call it?
NYPD Wave of Light.
Yeah. So they just wave a light thing, which a lot of people do. There's certain charities that do it. I thought it was great that you guys did it. And then she goes, "Oh, I did this thing with the NYPD." She's texting me. Actually, I didn't even really know about it. Cuddles put the light on outside our house. So I was like, "Oh, give me that. We'll tweet it." We did. Then I saw your sister-in-law did it. Then I saw you did it. And I was like, "Oh, look at this." And then so Janine's like, "Oh yeah, I got the NYPD to do it." I go on Twitter. It's trending in the area. NYPD Wave of Light. It had like thousands and thousands and thousands of tweets of all the New York City police departments, all with their candles out and doing the whole thing. I was very proud at that moment.
Thank you.
Wave of Light is this supports the same.
So Wave of Light is what it's actually called. It's when you're supposed to light your candles from 7 to 8 p.m. in honor of the babies. But was it last year? I did this with them last year, and we called it NYPD Wave of Light, the hashtag. And so the first year, which was 2 years ago, was only like a few precincts that did it. Because it was like 2 days before, and I was like, I could get some candles. I asked one of our friends, can you help out with this? Because he works at NYPD. And he was like, yeah, I think I could do this. And he's like, next year we're going to do it bigger. It's like, okay. And then, so we did that last year too. And then this year we did the same thing. We delivered it to all of the precincts in NYC.
Nice.
So they all participated. They all lit candles, and some of them, they were saying that they wanted to be a part of it, but their tour ended before 7, so they just did it anyway during the day because they wanted to be a part of it, which was really nice too.
Yeah, and they were
Very
all
cool.
tweeting pictures of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm actually still downloading the pictures because I have to put all of them up.
I can't. I mean, it had to be hundreds of photographs.
Mm-hmm.
Had to be easily. I mean, I don't even know how many precincts there are in the city.
There's is it 82?
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, they're definitely not numbered. Aren't there like the 1 something something? And I thought they got into triple digits.
They do, but there's not 1, 2, 3. It's not continuous like that. There's some numbers that are missing.
I got you.
Yeah. But I was just scrolling through, like, to see your friend trending online and it not be for something bad, or being canceled or it was like overwhelming. It was kind of nice. It was. I'm very proud of her. Here's the thing. Nobody expected Janine to ever be able to pull off anything, and.
See, I like how he complimented you and then immediately
where's he going with
the
this?
rug pull. Just boom.
Since then, she has raised tens of thousands of dollars every year for this. Trending on, it's really amazing what you've been able to do. I mean,
that's really nice. You're gonna make me cry.
I don't want you to
Asshole.
cry, and I don't want you to be proud. But at the same time, it's undeniable. Like you are, I feel, the most successful out of all of us for the heights that you've been able to reach with this stuff.
Stop it.
And that includes Aaron writing a whole fucking book and everybody else's individual career and what they've been able to do. No, but it's the truth. I feel like
calling out my wife by name. What the fuck?
Listen, I think, and that's why I'm mentioning Aaron. I think Aaron is here, and I think Janine is right here, and the rest of us failures are all down here. But I think it's hard to fucking write a book, but I really think it's difficult to do what Janine has done, and she's done it, and she's made it seem effortless. Like,
oh my God, stop.
No, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, but you talk about like bringing the kid. Like, I didn't even know you did all this work to get it. I mean, it makes sense now to hear it, but I just thought like, oh, isn't this like a nice thing that's happening? And little did you know there was somebody behind the scenes busting their ass. You got a friend to help out, which is incredibly kind of him to do so. It's just nice to see it to have it be trending and raising that awareness. I mean, I don't know how much you brought in from that, but I would assume that there was a good amount of fundraising and awareness brought just from that little thing alone.
So yesterday for the walk, now, I wish I would have done the walk a little bit sooner. I only did it in 3 weeks, but we raised over $25,000.
Just from the walk. Now, be honest. 20 of that was from me, right? Tell everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
That's very nice of you, generous.
Well, listen, I don't want to take credit, but I'm primarily behind most of it.
All right. Good thing you don't want to take credit.
We almost didn't even fucking register, Frank. We almost like stole I'm like, Cuddles did it like afterwards. I'm like, is this
Wait,
I feel bad being here. Like walking.
Oh my God, please. Paige has a good point though. Let's be fair, J-Sebs has more vacation friends to solicit donations.
Do you ever bother your vacation friends?
She's kind of correct. Kind of correct.
That's why she does, because when donation time comes, she's got a wider area of friends to.
Yeah.
There's a truth to that, but the reality is, and I've learned this a lot lately about J-Sebs too. Frank, how many people would you say you talk to in a week?
I talk to a lot of people in a week. Why?
Do you?
Okay, besides work.
3.
Okay. 2 of them are on the screen right now. 1 of them in the other room. Yep. Yeah, I mean, if I talk to 5 people in a week, it's a lot. I'm pretty sure Janine speaks to 30 to 40 people in a week, like friends, acquaintances.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's
right.
People.
Like, I think Janine is one of those kinds of people that is like, hey, haven't heard from you in a couple of weeks. How's everything? Like,
I am. My
wife goes, no, she's just a friend who cares. But however you want to label it, I don't know. She's one of those people.
But see, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I like to keep in touch with people.
Yeah. What is that?
How does that happen?
What's that like?
I don't know. What's that like? Caring?
Because every time I say to somebody, hey, how's it going? I immediately think, I don't care what your answer is.
I'm this close to deleting half my phone's contacts. I don't really care anymore. Just goodbye.
Yeah.
That's funny. No, actually, that's one of the things my sister-in-law said about me. She's like, I don't know how you keep up with the people that you keep up with. Like, she's like, I couldn't do it. And I just do though. Like, I don't forcefully do it. I just pick up my phone and go, oh, wait, I haven't talked to her in so long. Let me see how she's doing. Whatever happened with that, blah, blah, blah. That's just me.
See, the blah, blah, blah is where you lose us because we forget about that stuff.
Yeah, you're like a superhero. This is like what it must be like listening to Superman recount saving people. I just don't know how you do it.
Right. No, you're right, though. You are right about that. I do probably speak to 30 or 40 people a week.
Yeah, that's amazing to me. I can't do it.
So, yeah.
5, 6 people a day? That's too many people.
Yep.
All right. Can I say something else too?
Oh, no.
The guy, what's his name? Mark?
Oh, yeah.
That guy fucking makes me cry every single time.
Come on, really?
Yeah, I mean, what a
Oh, I
sweetheart
think I
of
know
a
who you're
guy.
talking about. He
You,
does
yeah,
the speech and he tears up yeah.
he was
So
at the other fun. Yeah, go ahead.
he lost his daughter in 2018, and
Mm.
him and his wife are both psychologists.
Mm,
So they're the ones who do the golf outing with me.
Right, I remember him and his wife giving this. Giving
Yeah.
the speech.
And he always cries. And his
Yeah.
wife never cries. And I think it's the funniest thing because I am very shy about making speeches. Like I could go to and do karaoke and I'll have no problem. But have me make a
should sing
speech,
your
I get
speech.
like, oh my, yeah, exactly. I get like, oh God, how should I do this and what should I say? But then when I make the speeches and he's around, like I always look at him and I go, I'm going first because if you make me cry with yours, I'm not fucking doing it then.
there's just something. There's a sweetness to him.
He's very genuine. He really is, and
Yeah.
he doesn't have to. He leads, like there's like a dad support group, and he leads it
Right.
at Fourth Star Legacy.
Which I think is also what's so compelling about him because, you know, for women to talk about these things, it's, I feel like a bit more common or easier.
Yep.
Whereas a man is just going to bottle it up, get angry about it, and take it out on something else.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
And so for him to be like in there and making sure the dudes are okay. Because also there is, I've never really spoken to your husband about this because, again, he's a guy.
Right.
I would imagine there's a fair amount of helplessness that goes into it for the man, you know, and having men open up and talk about that cannot be an easy thing to do.
It's not. It's
anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say the calls that we get from men are like, what do I do to help my wife? Because I don't know what to do. But meanwhile, they should take time to help themselves too. Because they do need it.
Right.
So, yeah.
Because that's like an instinctual thing. Like, right, all right, I got to be there for my wife. Again, as they're just bottling shit up and getting angry and maybe not even realizing that they're bottling shit up and getting angry.
Yeah. Yep. And that's normal with men. Sorry, men.
Because we're broken. I don't know if I've mentioned that before.
You said men and women are broken. So everybody's broken.
Basically, I haven't seen one put together person yet.
We're all broken.
Yeah.
No, he's good. He's so good.
Yes.
He seems like a nice guy.
No,
he's very, very sweet. He was dressed like a gym teacher, which is amazing to hear you say he's a psychologist. Because I thought for sure, like I saw him, I was like, I bet you he runs a hell of a gym class. I'd love to have him be my PE teacher.
It's a workout for the mind.
Oh God.
Yeah, but it was a wonderfully organized event. It was nice to see everybody there. And it's just like, it's one of those weird things where you're like, you know, as an adult, you can get into this like, oh my God, I got to get up at what time? I mean, I don't even know what time you guys got there.
8:30.
Oh, okay, I thought it was earlier. But it was like, oh my God, we got to be there at this time. Like, you know, me too. And I'll never make anything on time. And then we're walking around this gorgeous lake with the foliage changing before our eyes, doing something, you know, selfless for somebody else. Like you kind of leave there feeling really nice about the whole, with an ice cream, right? Just kind of feeling a little better about the world before you went into it. It was it's a fun thing to be a part of.
It's all it's a positive, thing to do for something negative. It's a way to turn a negative into some kind of positive.
I like how Janine, all right. I love for Janine to be on the podcast as much as she's in the chat. Renee wants to know, do you openly talk about this with your children today?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do, Renee, as I wrote in the chat.
What is that like?
So, I mean, like, oh God, speaking to children about death is one thing. And then when you try to explain to them that their sister was born not alive, Like, I feel like the earlier you talk about it, the easier it becomes for them to speak about it as well.
Sure. Becomes a normal part of their world.
Exactly. And that's what I always wanted anyway. So, no, they get it. They get it.
That's good.
But I know, see, I was speaking with someone 2 weeks ago. She lost her son in the same year as I did, and she has 2 other kids, and she never even told them that they have a brother.
To this day?
Which, correct.
Wow.
But that's also part of her journey and something that she has to.
Yeah, everybody does it their own way.
Yeah. Deep, like, dive in. But they do say, psychologists, and, since I am going to get my degree in psychology, that the only way to actually deal with grief is just to dive right into it and just speak openly about it, which I've always done. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So, like, we speak about her, we say her name, there's pictures. I made a book about her that they always want to look at too. So, if you ever want to cry, Anthony, again, I'll show it to you next time. Next time I have a gathering here,
You're in the mood for a good cry.
I'm gonna see which one of the men cries first.
That's right. It's weird. I never for you, I don't really feel anything, but that Mark, what a sweetheart.
Oh my God, I just texted him.
He tugs
my heartstrings. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I almost want to push you out of the way just to give him a hug, just to kind of.
More Mark, please. Get him on the podcast.
Can we get Mark on the podcast?
He's so good.
Has Mark ever put his hand in cum on the subway? Just curious. If you guys have similar backgrounds. That's an early J-Sab story. Everybody should know that one.
If he did, he'd tell the story and we all cry about it.
We all cry.
Me, you just laughed and called me disgusting.
We laugh right at you.
My hand, but him,
Exactly.
you'd have fucking send him a sympathy card.
You poor man. How that must have been so traumatic.
Oh man.
God. But yeah, no. Like I said, in 3 weeks, I can't believe the turnout. But so we did get over 150 people, and we ran out of shirts because I even ordered more than I was supposed to. But as you know, people always register at the end, wait till last minute. Fine. But I didn't expect the influx of people that registered in the last week.
Last minute.
Yep.
3 hours after it was over. Whatever.
No, it's complete. You know what? It's hard. I know. But even so, it's like, I mean, there was people there who came from Virginia.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Do they do these kinds of things all around the country, the walks? Or is this a JSAB special?
No, they do have them all over, like wherever we have chapters, because we have, I forgot how many different chapters we have all over the U.S. The people who came from Virginia, so they're actually family friends of mine, and one of the girls lost her baby back in February. So a couple of them moved there, and they were like, yeah, we have to come to New York for the walk.
Well, that's good.
I definitely think it was good for that girl to come.
Good.
So.
Yeah, that's good. It's one of those things too. It's like a safety in numbers. Like you feel.
Oh yeah.
You're not alone.
It's a little comforting. No. Yeah. Exactly. No, you're not alone. Yeah.
So now my next thing is I have to make another speech Friday night.
For what?
I was asked to speak at the hospital where Diana was born, and the other two were born too. Other two.
The other two.
At the hospital to who? To patients? To people?
No, actually they're doing a ceremony for all the babies there on Friday night.
Okay.
So one of the girls was like, "You're speaking, right?" And I was like, "Am I? Okay." So I guess I am.
Work on that speech.
I mean, I don't know. That's okay. I guess I have to speak in front of a priest, though, because it's a Catholic hospital. So I can't be like, where?
Ooh, that's tougher for you. Yeah. Can't open with that. I put my hand in cum story.
No.
Yeah. Scratch out some of them jokes.
Right.
Yeah. On to a lighter subject. You've broken your promise.
I know. I saw it.
You
What?
have not. Janine promised to do stand-up comedy by September, I believe.
Yep. And it's now October.
It is now October.
Yep. Sorry.
September of what year?
Well, maybe Frank will come to that. Support
No, I'm
me
sick.
for that.
I don't feel good.
I'm sick.
What
I've
are
been
we
writing
gonna?
jokes. I might do a stand-up thing.
What are we gonna? I would love that.
Yeah.
I don't know because I'm so popular at work with the second graders. They love me, so
Oh, also there was a
Try out your
question.
material in front of them. Go ahead.
Yeah, there was a question. What's the deal with these blocks? Am I right, kids? There was a question. Oh, here it is. How is your ankle, J Sabs?
Okay, so I supposedly I have to wear this like ankle brace. It's not a boot. It's just like this Velcro thing, but it's the most itchiest thing.
Wait a minute. Were you able to walk the whole thing?
Yes.
Frank flew around.
Yeah.
What the
Flew
hell was
around.
that?
Blow around.
Sprained. I think that was a photoshopped sprain that we saw.
Total bullshit. There's a
Crazy.
workers' comp case in there somewhere.
It is a little swollen now, but it doesn't hurt me. But I was told I cannot dance for 7 to 10 days from the doctor, so it's going to be really tough for me.
Is your doctor the guy from Footloose?
No.
That said the town can't dance? No, nothing. I heard. So, all right. So it's on the mend, though. That's good.
Renee wants to know about your material. I think you need to make a promise to let everybody know when you're going to write some jokes and do some stand-up.
Okay.
Would it help if Frank did it too?
Yeah.
I'll do
And
it.
he could go on before me. So they could be like, okay,
you sure you want to follow me?
That's just because she wants to use a liberal pussy
Right.
line again. That seems like cheating.
Oh,
It's like
damn
a
it.
cheat code. Yeah.
So
Well, if I'm on before or after, you could introduce me as liberal pussy. That's fine.
That's true. That could be done. We'll have to acknowledge this one. Lisa delivered 2 children in the 80s. Youngest passed away at 21 from pneumonia.
Oh,
Frank was like, I better jump in and help
Yeah,
idiot with
you
this
need
one.
help with that one.
And gastric issues. He had autism and was a human angel.
Oh, very sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry to hear that, Lisa.
Jeez.
Yes. That's not easy. Not an easy thing to go through. I feel like a different set of circumstances, but you could probably relate, right, with that?
Yeah. Yeah, loss of a child. That's
Loss
terrible.
of a child. I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy at any age, right?
I would say no. I would say definitely not.
Rhoda says you could do a whole set on just Frank and Ant. Cheap. I don't think you could. I think you need.
That would have to be on this show, though.
Yeah, you need accessible material. Something for everybody.
Right.
Oh God, what kind of? There's a lot I could say about the both of them. You're right.
Is it about your husband and the hole in their front yard and?
Yeah, see, that's when I think she's the best at her marriage. The husband stuff, the roommate shtick.
Is that the material, or is it like Seinfeld-esque? Oh, you ever notice this? You ever notice that kind of stuff?
I think I would definitely do the jizz on the hand story.
Yeah, and the stories. Yeah, the well, look at what happened to me stuff.
I would
You frame it around living in New York. Like this, it's hard living in New York. Yeah, I got you.
Maybe some boss stories, like cry when he was crying in Dunkin' Donuts, and I was like, "Are you fucking get me out of here?" Oh God, I have a lot of stories because I talk to 30 to 40 people a week.
You do. Frank, we have to acknowledge the cinnamon toast crunch popcorn.
At least give you some warning, right, Frank?
Yeah, honestly. Let me fix my hair a little bit.
Cinnamon
toast. My wife found this. We were shopping the other day, and my wife found it, and it does look amazing.
I kind of love that we don't. Frank has a new thing in his background every episode, and we don't ever really acknowledge it. But this was kind of a. I mean, have you had that yet?
No, this is a sealed bag. I have not opened it. It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch popcorn with Cinnadust glaze. Cinnadust is a trademark term, apparently.
Holy shit! Is it multicolor popcorn or is that just the packaging that I'm looking at?
No, that's just the bag. Here's the popcorn. You see it on the popcorn.
All right,
Kind of looks like caramel corn.
I was gonna say, I
Don't
wonder.
say caramel. Don't say caramel. Don't.
Caramel.
Don't,
Caramel? How do you say it?
I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
I think it's the only time you can say caramel is if you're saying caramel corn.
No,
Wait, I do want to mention something funny that happened.
I want
I'm
to
sorry.
say
Go
heated
ahead.
sugar corn.
All right, I know how much you love my father. Did you talk to him at the
I did.
walk? Okay, oh God, I'm sorry. Okay. We had to go to this party on we had to go to a winery party on Saturday.
A winery party?
Yes, it was my mom's cousin's 60th wedding anniversary. Promised them we would go from like July. And of course, it had to be on a day that just poured and was miserable, right? Of course. My father, who is 74, there's quite a lot of drunk girls at these things, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
All of a sudden, we're actually at one of them where they have like a covered deck, and then you could go inside too. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, or not.
I think so.
All of a sudden, I see my father talking to two girls, and I'm like young girls, maybe in their 30s. I was like, what is he saying to them? Because my father, he's
throwing the I invented plaid.
Yeah,
at them.
I was like, is he telling them he fucking invented plaid?
You know who invented plaid?
He is like talking about his shirt. Like, I don't know, he was like showing them his shirt or something. I'm like, what is he doing? Turns out he was giving them life advice because one of them was getting married. And then he was taking selfies with them.
They think he was a celebrity?
No, they just were really drunk. But it was the fucking funniest thing to watch. And I wish I had taken pictures because would have been good material for the pod instead of just telling the story. Boring.
That would have been great. I think Val can still pull in some young coups. To be honest with you,
it's a wonderful way to put it.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think he can get some. I think he can lay some pipe. I really do. I think he's still got it in him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to give you a Valism. My mother's going to kill me, but I don't care. So sorry, Mom.
Boy. Is this going to be gross?
No. Well, no.
Is it going to be racist?
No.
Okay. Anti-Semitic?
No. He goes, I cashed in bottles and I got $15.30.
That's a lot of bottles.
Not even enough for a pack of rubbers. I was like, Dad?
When did he tell you this?
On the phone on like Friday. I laughed so hard. I was like, I'm going to crash because.
Gee, J-Sabs, where do you get it from?
I don't really know. I have no clue. But yeah, that's it.
That's classic Val. Slap it on a t-shirt.
Can I tell you something? I think Val enjoys me because I feel
you got one.
I feel like
that's one person.
Whatever I go, hey Val, how's it going? And he just talks about how much he can't stand his entire family. Like
I know, he's such a liar.
Is it you or is it the fact that he's finally around someone who's not in his family?
I think it's not. I think I'm the only one who asks him how he's doing. You know, it's like, how's it going?
You seem like a person who even the tiniest bit cared.
Yeah, and he's just like, I've had enough of this bullshit. I go, what bullshit? He goes, that one over there. By the way, what is with your brother? And where your brother, your fucking Janine's brother is, I mean, he is like straight out of Reno 911. He has got this like highway patrolman's
Where did
mustache.
that come from? Is this his midlife crisis mustache? Because that came out of nowhere. We all asked him about it.
I don't know, but he was telling a pretty serious story the other day, and I just looked at him. I had to look down because I could not stare at him. I could not look at him and not stare at that mustache.
It's so out of
It's
place
distracting.
on him. Yeah, I don't know because he has a baby face or he just never had facial hair for so
Right.
long. That is just I can't get used to it. But he was he just went on like a road trip and he was telling me that he was like nodding to the other cops in the town that he was in, and they were like, "Must be on the job."
10-4, good buddy. Yeah.
Swear to God.
That's hilarious. You just got to give him those giant mirrored sunglasses and he's all set.
I know. I think he's got him.
Oh,
I think he's
God.
just getting ready for Halloween. November 1st, that mustache comes off. What is he going to be for Halloween?
He's gonna be.
No, I think. Yeah, I think he definitely. No.
What
likes
day is
it.
Halloween?
A Tuesday.
A Tuesday. All right.
Oh
so
darn! I'm not gonna miss the. I mean, yeah. It's Tuesday.
I think
So
we
are we
dressed up
dressing
last
up?
year. I don't think we're gonna dress. You want to dress up this year? I thought that was like a fun thing to do last year.
So then why? Yeah, why not? I don't care. You could.
You want to do it on Monday? I don't know.
I feel like the day after everybody's over it. So yeah, probably Mondays.
Oh,
30th
it's
is
my
probably
husband's birthday.
Better.
Well, I wasn't gonna come Monday anyway. What? That's what she said.
Hey,
I'll tell you what. The only holiday that you can genuinely celebrate after the actual holiday, I believe this to my core. No, not even Christmas.
That's a good question.
Don't say Friendsgiving.
Thanksgiving?
Nope.
Easter?
Nope.
President's
4th of July.
Day.
Nope.
Arbor Day.
4th of July is maybe the worst. You cannot celebrate 4th of July on July 6th.
It's specifically stamped.
Yeah.
4th of July, you son of a bitch. What the hell else? Memorial Day, Veterans Day?
No. You celebrate this holiday after the actual holiday and you don't lose a thing.
It's not New Year's. Let's go through. President's Day, Martin Luther King.
Day.
Valentine's?
Jamie's got the right idea. Steak and BJ Day. It's not what I was thinking, but it's a good one too. Not Valentine's, no.
Valentine's, St. Patrick's Day.
That's it.
No,
Really?
he's right.
St. Patrick's Day, you can do. St. Patrick's Day is on a Monday. You could go out that Saturday, not lose a thing.
Well, no. I mean, there are places that do just on St. Patrick's Day. Like if you're happen to live in New York City, St. Patrick's Day is the day that everybody goes nuts, and it's the parade, and it's the bar crawls and all this stuff. You go out after that and you try to do St. Patrick's shenanigans on that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's not going to be as
Disagree.
crazy. I mean, you can get just as drunk if you want.
Exactly.
But
everybody will be wearing green. Everybody will be drinking like Guinness or James shit that they don't normally drink. Because it's festive. I feel like you don't.
Yeah, but the green stuff and the green beer and bagels that you're eating and drinking is all leftover shit that they couldn't get rid of.
That might be true. There's no truth to that, but
still. I think Thanksgiving is a day that some people don't do it on the day. Some people have, because of scheduling and stuff, they have Thanksgiving over the weekend or the week before.
Yeah. There's a weird freedom that comes with my family. I shouldn't say this. My family has done that with Easter, where they're like, a lot of traffic on Sunday. Why don't we get together on Saturday?
Yeah, they have the big meal on a different day. It's
yeah.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, it's not going to be the same. And then the first time we did it, I was like, absolutely nothing changed. Like it felt exactly the same.
Yeah.
Actually, the one good thing is I had Sunday to recover from how exhausting that day could be to begin with.
I think all holidays should be on a Saturday.
I agree. It's this
Every
Sunday
single
shit.
one of them.
It's bullshit.
Forget the dates. Just put them all on Saturday.
Put it on
July
Saturday.
4th. If it's July 8th, it's whatever. It's Saturday, whatever it is.
Yeah. Sunday is made to just sit around and do nothing and go, I'm exhausted.
But Erin has a good point. She yelled, you wouldn't get off work if holidays were on Saturdays. That's true.
It's a good point.
Yeah. Did I talk over the outro?
No, you're good. I had to stop and think about it.
Okay.
All right, that's it for us. Back with you guys on Wednesday. We'll see you then. Enjoy.
Show me potato salad.
Enjoy the book, everybody. Tomorrow.
Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.
Go.